Virginia Motorsports Park is a great drag strip located just a short drive out of the great city of Richmond, Virginia. And it's a place that has a lot of Pro Mod history at it. In fact, it's a place that many Pro Modified teams test at almost incessantly throughout the entire season. So for this weekend's NHRA American Rebel Light Virginia Nationals, it is a great place for the end of the regular season to take place for the Congruity HR NHRA Pro Modified Series. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Loans, joined as always by Bruno Massel here at a very warm and very fast Virginia Motorsports Park. You know, Bruno, we're at that last race of the season before we transition into the road to the championship. We have a lot of great storylines, but I think one of them is the Alan Albie cars.
Yeah, a lot of people are fighting against a country, right? I mean, you got two cars, 1 and 2, that have really been duking it out. They've got 2 victories apiece, now let alone the other fleet of cars they've got out there. But the thing is, you know, the parity has actually been pretty good so far. Now, coming into this race, there was an adjustment. The centrifugal supercharged cars got 20 pounds off of them, but the conditions this weekend are going to be drastically different than anything we've seen. We've got a strong barometer because we're low at sea level, but high temperatures, high track temp on an extremely smooth surface. So it's going to be interesting how it all plays out.
So you can make power, but can you manage the power or use the power or actually spin it away with the tires, right?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? The good news is no bumps in this one. No one can be complaining about drive shaft jumping all over the places. Can you hold on down track and keep this thing in the center of the groove?
J.R. Gray is the points leader. He is the man who wants to win another one here at Virginia Motorsports Park, and we sent Bruno down to talk to him.
J.R. Gray picked up a big victory 1 week ago in Bristol, Tennessee. That's your second on the season. For you and this team, you guys are just putting down big numbers. You as a driver are hitting the tree. The car is working right with you, putting up big numbers. What has been the key for the success so far this year?
I believe it's just the hard work and confidence. You know, we've been building on it and going round by round, you know, keeping our heads down, and we've just been laying it down. You know, we've been, you know, the AAP machine's just been very fast all year long.
That car has been exceptionally fast, and that's why he leads the points over his teammate Mike Stavrinos. Ricky Smith still in the conversation, 113 back, and at this final race before the road to the championship, where points are reset, it is going to be very important to land in the best position possible. Round 1 eliminations getting ready to kick off here. Derek Menholt heating the tires on his Pro-Charge Chevrolet Camaro against Ken Curtuccio. Let's take a look at our competition ladder, Bruno.
Yeah, you know, you see somebody jumped up there and grabbed that number 1 spot. That's Dmitri Samorukov, guy all the way from Russia, the first Russian-born driver to be a number 1 qualifier here in the NHRA. And who does he get? Mike Castellan, a multi-time champ in the first round. And there are no easy layups here in NHRA Pro Modified, and that's a perfect example.
Ken Curtuccio had an incredible early part of the season in and outside of the world of NHRA drag racing, but he's been in a bit of a lull since then. For Derek Menholt, a big challenge here in the first round to take on the Connecticut-based Curtuccio, both machines out of the Scott Tidwell Racing Camp. And big trouble. Curtuccio's car just shut off, didn't move.
Yeah, that was bizarre. It never flinched, you know, but Derek Menholt, he goes 18 on the tree and runs a 580 flat. That would have been a tough package to beat right there. And you can see they're trying to see what happened and shove that car out of the way. Obviously, they'll go take it back to the pits and take a look at it. Tough way to go out for Ken.
Every once in a while, you see these cars break a blower belt on the 2-step, and I'm not sure if that's what happened, but otherwise, for Curtuccio, absolutely dead in the water. The second he brought the revs up, he saw a little raw fuel out of the pipes, and the car fell silent. But for Menholt, that is a big round win, hoping to improve his points position going into the road to the championship. Ricky Smith, we talked about him when we looked at the points. Sitting third right now, he's 117 back, but that margin's going to shrink, and he has Alex Laughlin next to him.
Yeah, for Ricky Smith, it's a nitrous car. They typically do well in these types of conditions, and Ricky's been to a couple finals, not able to bring home a wall yet this year.
A red light start for Smith, and a huge red light start of 153. Laughlin is going to roar down there in the Funhaver car, and you can see a bunch of smoke coming out of the engine area there. It looks like, oh yeah, he just blew that thing up, Bruno. That's tough.
That is really tough. He gets a break there as Ricky Smith goes uncharacteristically red early and then shakes and has to shut off. And for Laughlin, he advances, but that's going to come at a price, and it's going to be tough to turn this car around in time for the next round.
It is very tight turns on race day here in the NHRA on this Sunday in Virginia. You can see the S&B trucking entry of Billy Banica going to line up next to a man who has already won of the season, Mason Wright.
You know, for Mason, that team, they had a tough time, you know, typically qualifying in hot conditions. They did great at our last stop in Bristol. See if we can advance here in round number 2.
And we got a good one going to the stripe. They left within 0.005 of a second. And at the finish line, it is Banica by 4/10,000ths, 2 inches. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, both these drivers left almost the same 4,000, separated them right there. It was a coin toss, and you go down the racetrack, they are door handle to door handle all the way through, and Banica just sticks the nose out to grab the victory.
You mentioned at the top of the show the parity. Those are two different engine combinations, two different power adder combinations, and parity personified by 4 10,000s at the finish line stripe. The Alanabi Racing machine here. Khaled Belushi back in the car this week, and there you see the Artevinco Chevrolet Camaro, the Killing Time Racing decal. That is Sidney Frigo.
Yeah, Sidney Frigo back behind the wheel. Oh, did you see the car rocking there bad for Khaled Belushi? Like, obviously, there's some kind of issue with the transfer button. I mean, it was all over the place. And there you go, Sidney Frigo. He goes low over the round with a 577. That of no consequence. I think maybe the back and forth of Belushi may have distracted him a little bit on the tree, because usually he's razor sharp.
Yeah, it was. It was flickering the bulb. As you said, the car was very violent when it got up on the trans brake, and it was rocking back and forth. A 148 reaction time. Doesn't really matter here, as Sidney Frigo in the international battle of these two stars will move on to the next round of competition. Mike Janis now rolling ahead. The Mike Janis Racing Russian drag racing community car, and Chip King of the DreamWorks Motorsports 1970 Charger, a fan favorite, just a beautiful race car.
Chip King, the slight advantage at the starting line. Man, these are two great-looking old-school pro-modified cars, man. I love the classic looks, and both of them make great runs here at 83 to an 83. This one's going to go to Janis, though, by just 2 1/1000ths of a second.
If this is what the road to the championship is going to look like for the rest of the season, we are in for a real treat. A couple of just banging runs back-to-back here, with Mike Janis getting the better of Chip King by 12 thousandths of a second at the finish line stripe in that classic Shelby GT500 Mustang bodied entry. Unreal.
Yeah, and you got to love the old school flair. I mean, there's nothing against a modern day Mustang or a modern day Camaro, but that's what made Pro Modified those cool body styles. Now I just want to see a 53 Willys. 49
exactly.
Willys. Give me something. Give me something.
Mike Stavrinos, who is trying to keep pace with his streaking teammate J.R. Gray, is trying to stop Stan Shelton here. Shelton, the Culp Lumber Company Mustang. He was 33, and he wins on a hole shot. 83-2 beats an 83-0. This is one of the best rounds we've seen all season.
It's like we're watching, you know, high-dollar bracket racing or pro stock right now. All these guys are just all over the tree and running within thousands of each other in terms of performance on the track. The drivers are making the difference here, and the guys who are quick off the button or that clutch putt are the ones who are advancing to our second round.
And the ridiculous part is the racetrack right now is about 130 degrees. It speaks to the surface here at Virginia Motorsports Park. We're not only seeing good side-by-side runs, but for these conditions, pretty quick runs. And here comes your championship leader, J.R. Gray. Crew chief Mark Savage leaning in the window with some last-minute inspection there, and he is going to take on Doug Winters and the Blaster Chevelle.
J.R. Gray gets the edge of the tree as Winters has to shut off and coast, and J.R. Gray straight and true, as you would expect out of that car. 580 flat, another great run for that car and team. J.R. Gray, 48 in the tree was okay, but that dude's been usually mowing it down in the teens and 20s.
Yeah, and you can see Winters' car comes off the starting line and gets loose, and he clicks it off. Just nothing good there for Doug Winters. But for J.R. Gray, it's been the story of his last several races, just clicking off these wind lights. And now you talked about it earlier. This is the number 1 versus 16 qualifier. The number 16 car, Mike Castellana, and this man, Dmitri Samorukov, his first career number 1 qualifier. And as you mentioned, the first Russian driver in any category to qualify number 1 in the history of NHRA.
Look at Mike Castellana. He shows you why he's a former world champ. He's 009, but he has to shut it down, and Samorukov goes on through a 587. You got to think they're looking for more in terms of performance, but they got the win light. At the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, the 87 is slow as comparison to the 77, 80s, and the low numbers we have seen. But as you said, a win light's a win light. They'll go back, and Adam Flamos' crew chief will tune that sucker up for the next round of eliminations. And that next round will see him racing Mike Janis. It'll be Laughlin and Shelton. It'll be Gray and Menhold. And Sidney Frigo will take on Billy Banica in their respective entries. A magnificent first round of action here as the teams already started to make their way back up. We'll be back with more Pro Mod action from Virginia Motorsports Park right after this.
2 wheels, full throttle, no limits. Fox Sports is the new home of MotoGP. MotoGP from Germany, Saturday and Sunday.
The IndyCar Series pulls into Iowa. for 2 races in 2 days, where Alex Palou looks to continue his historic season.
Incredible!
Saturday and Sunday on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back because we know you love to get the most out of your pizza by getting the most on your pizza. Get any hand-tossed pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Get extra without paying extra for $9.99 at Domino's.
Safe Flight Repair.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad. Safe Flight Replace.
But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Get it fixed now and pay later with flexible payment options only at safelight.com.
I know how to make slick-looking goggles/glasses, but I have no idea how to make slick-looking social media stuff.
But GoDaddy Aero uses AI to create social content out of thin air, like this one.
Walton Goggins goggle glasses are great gifts for all guys and gals.
I can't believe we didn't use ZocDoc to book a couples therapist sooner.
And this therapist will take our terrible insurance.
Oh, well, people say that Eva Brooks makes them feel comfortable.
John Dennison has a certification in counseling for high-achieving couples? Booked.
You've got options. Book now.
I'm Antron Brown, 4-time NHRA Top Fuel World Champion, and when I started my own race team, that was a hard and heavy feat. But one way that got me there quick and fast was Congruity. Congruity was plug and play. When it came in from payroll to workman's comp and also health insurance, they brought it into one bundle, one easy program that you can navigate through yourself, do all your taxes. What I'm telling you is set it and forget it of all your HR resources all in one spot, period.
Looking to replace your OEM diesel particulate filter or diesel oxidation catalyst? Look no further than DPF XFit, a complete line of aftermarket diesel particulate filters and diesel oxidation catalysts designed as an exact fit OEM replacement with all makes coverage for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. With thousands of units in stock, we ship the same or next day, and be sure to check out our comprehensive reverse OEM lookup tool. Always new, never remanufactured. For more information, be sure to visit dpfxfit.com. That's dpfxfit.com.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Products, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
The American Rebel Light NHRA Virginia Nationals is sponsored by Congruity. Congruity HR is your local partner for outsourced human resources. This week's race powered by DPF XFit. Get a look here at some of the great historic sites around Virginia Motorsports Park, the Appomattox Courthouse, and all the various history that has been able to kind of experience around here. Certainly adds to the flavor of this race as we move into round 2. There is Stan Shelton at a nice 33 light in the first round to win his matchup by virtually nothing. And we're going to see what this looks like in round 2. One thing we did see, Bruno, an empty lane next to Stan Shelton. Alex Laughlin could not turn the car around.
Yeah, you know, you called it when you saw that death smoke coming off of that car as he streaked across the finish line. You know it's going to be tough to turn it around. What you've got on Sundays here is, you know, we've got a lot of windows for TV and a lot of cars going down the racetrack, so it's tough to do in a pro modified car to do an engine swap between rounds.
So Stan Shelton on the solo maintains his ridiculous consistency. Another he knocked the blower off it. He was 33 on the tree, and then everything went pear-shaped at about the 8th mile. Now these guys have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that's tough, man. It's always a tough call when you get a bye run, right? Because you want to test the track and see what you can do, maybe lane choice for the next round. I'm a cautious guy. I'll usually shut that thing off at half track, and fortunately, when you get to be aggressive, sometimes damage like that can happen, and that's going to be a big, big hurdle to climb.
The good news is the PSI screw supercharger is one of the toughest built parts in drag racing history. Those things can handle a little bit of an intake manifold grenade. We'll see if they can get it fixed. Now it is the Janis Samorukov matchup, and you can see the Mike Janis supercharger logo on the back of Samorukov's Camaro.
Yeah, these are essentially team cars as Samorukov gets 200ths of a second at the starting line, and he has the performance to hold off Mike Janis. Slight hole shot win there for him, but again, 587. Maybe he doesn't need to dial it up. Maybe he's got the right tune-up to advance him through eliminations here today.
Janis's car moved to the inside of the lane. You can see that veteran experience. He was able to make sure it did not drift too far in, made an early steering correction, but that shaved off enough elapsed time for Samorukov with the quickness of his launch to get the win light by half a fender length at the finish line stripe at over 240 miles per hour. Here is Sidney Frigo advanced down to round number 2 with the Stevie Fast Jackson tune-up in the car, and Billy Banica rocking the Pro Charger here in his Hugger Orange Camaro.
Yeah, Billy's really happy that he got 20 pounds taken off that car, especially in the heat conditions we've seen here this weekend.
Banica's out by 0.02 of a second on Frigo. Finish line stripe, it's still Frigo. 582 at 248. Wet is a strong run out of that thing in the warming temperatures here.
Yeah, he went 77 the last round, was low for the round. Now goes out here and goes 82. Stevie Fast has definitely got a handle on the conditions here. You know, this team, you know, being based in this area, you got to wonder if they probably come out here and do a lot of testing, as a lot of Pro Mod cars do, on this surface in these conditions.
Yeah, as uncomfortable as it is to hang out here when it's 100 degrees, that valuable experience has certainly seemed to be paying off for those guys. As J.R. Gray, seemingly unstoppable in the last couple of weeks here on the NHRA Tour, and Derek Menhold across the racetrack. Menhold had a nice first-round victory, but he is now facing a man who is chasing a championship in a way he's never been able to do before.
And the reason why, 18 on the trees, you see Menhold get sideways and shut it down, and true and through goes J.R. Gray, 578. He's low for the round, and perfect example of why this guy's having such success this year. He's hitting the tree and he's putting up big numbers, and he's putting pressure on other drivers to try and push the limits, and often it doesn't work, especially when you get in these types of situations where it's this hot and this tough and this much UV out on the track.
That's 78, a ridiculous rip for this part of the day. Samorukov and Shelton will battle. Gray and Frigo will battle. There is the possibility of the man from Brazil to race the man from Russia in the final. That would be an NHRA first. We'll find out who makes it to that final round when we come back here to Virginia Motorsports Park. You can see there Sidney Frigo giving a hug to the guys from J.R. Gray's team. There will be no hugs when we get back. It's all battling.
Limu Limo at your service. Here to help you save hundreds by customizing your car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Probably should have gone the other way.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Americans, we can do anything we want, except one thing. We just can't stop being American. So get out there, take your swing, rev your engines and let freedom ring, and never, ever, ever stop being American. Nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Right now with Employee Pricing Plus, purchase and get an average of $10,900 below MSRP on 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cab 4x4 models. Hurry in. Offer ends July 31st.
My old bank kept draining my savings with fee after fee. I was over it. Chime has no overdraft fees and no monthly fees and over 50,000 fee-free ATMs. And signing up takes like 2 minutes. Start banking fee-free at Chime.
Bryce Harper leads the Phillies against the Padres, or Corey Seager and the Rangers take on the Astros. Saturday at 7:30 Eastern on Fox.
What do you drink when you win the Indy 500?
Drink the milk.
We drink the milk.
Maybe that helps me get a girlfriend.
100 Days to Indy, streaming now on Fox Nation.
So I'm trying to open my own fitness studio, but my last bank kept draining my savings with fee after fee. I was over it. That's why I love Chime. I can bank fee-free. There are no overdraft fees, there are no monthly fees, and over 50,000 fee-free ATMs. If I need the help, I can get 24/7 live human support. Plus, signing up, it takes like 2 minutes. Now that those fees are gone, I can put that money towards building my studio. Start banking fee-free at Chime, the #1 most loved banking app.
When my hair started thinning, I wanted to attack the problem head on. I chose Nutrafol because it was drug-free, and I didn't want the side effects. My thicker hair gave a huge boost to my social life, and I really feel the best I ever have.
Get growing at Nutrafol.com/men.
Nice Oakleys, Stipe. Where'd you get them?
GovX.com.
Hey, Stipe, nice boots. Where'd you get those?
GovX.com. Use it. Exclusive deals for first responders, military, and law enforcement only at GovX.com.
We are back at the American Rebel Light NHRA Virginia Nationals and the NHRA Congruity Pro Mod Series powered by DPF XFit by Jesse this weekend. Again, some beautiful drone shots here at the greater Richmond area as we move into the semifinal round. Samorukov trying to make his second career final. Made one at Charlotte about a year ago, and he's going to have to go through Stan Shelton to get there. That is the number 1 and 12 qualifiers. and it will be the number 2 and 3 qualifiers on the other side with Gray and Frigo. Be interested to see if, Bruno, if we can see another 33 light out of Shelton. And obviously, they did the work they needed to do to get this car back into running condition after it knocked the blower off last round.
Yeah, it's really impressive that they are even back up here at racing, you know, in this next round. Gives you shows a testament to how hard this team works just to be here.
They're both green. Now this time it's Samorukov. The 21 reaction time to the 57 light of Shelton. And it's Samorukov at 5:84.5, his best run of the day with his best reaction time of the day. He has put it all together, as is his team.
Yeah, they're really stepping up when they need to. A semifinal run here, and they find 300s performance than they had all day long, and he finds a couple hundred on the tree. That's a big move for this team to place him in his first final of the year, and I think second career final in his career.
So Dmitri Samorukov heads to the final round with authority. The next pair beginning their burnouts, that is going to be this man, Sidney Frigo. And across the racetrack will be the one and only J.R. Gray, trying to pick up his 3rd race win of the season. And the next final round, let's go to the top end.
And the number 1 qualifier is headed to the final here in Richmond. Why do you have the car to pull it off today, Dmitri?
Okay, I'm just happy. Its car is good, the team is good. He's lucky today. Everything okay for win. I hope win. For me, very important. Thank you.
So Dmitri, excited to go to the final. You can see the heat wearing on him as we look into the cockpit of J.R. Gray.
Yeah, you know, he told me, he said, my English isn't that good. We've talked earlier in the weekend, but the guy knows what he's here for, and that is to win a drag race. His English might not be that good, but his driving sure is.
It absolutely is. In goes J.R. Gray next to Frigo. Gray's the guy who's 33 this round. The car wiggles a little early, but J.R. Gray is going to simply out-muscle Frigo. An 80 beats an 82.9.
Yeah, that's just another great drag race we're seeing here, you know, in Pro Modified. Both drivers 30 on the tree, both drivers within 200s performance on the other end. J.R. Gray just seemed to have the nod, you know, in both those categories. A couple thou here, a couple hundred here, and there you go, another final round for J.R. Gray.
Frigo's car seemed to carry the front end a little bit off the starting line, but Gray's was totally locked down. We're going to catch up with Amanda. It's going to take on Dmitri Samorukov with Amanda.
J.R. Gray up at the top end, headed to the finals, looking for a back-to-back win in Pro Mod as they close out their regular season. But what did you just say up here about all day J.R. Gray?
I said it's all day J.R. Gray, baby. Woo! No, the team's doing great. You know, Mark Savage is tuning this thing up, and we're, you know, getting down this hot racetrack, and we got everything together. And honestly, confidence breeds confidence, and we're going to keep on breeding confidence and hopefully bring home a victory today.
Starting to see the swagger, Bruno. We're starting to see the swagger.
Oh, swagger is in full effect, and it should be. The guy has got a dominant car, and he's doing a heck of a job driving it as well.
There you have it. It'll be J.R. Gray with lane choice against Dmitri Samorukov in the final. Those guys are taking a quick photo in the stage lanes. We're going to regroup and get ourselves ready for an epic final round battle here at Virginia Motorsports Park.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated upgrades, elevated design for thoughtful living. Thuma.
You ignited an outdoor cooking revolution, making Blackstone America's best-selling griddle, bringing people together, creating better backyard celebrations, and making every breakfast, lunch, and dinner unforgettable. You can cook anything, anytime, anywhere. Go to your nearest Blackstone retailer or blackstoneproducts.com now and make everything better on a Blackstone.
NHRA. At NHRA, we make it easy to cut your car insurance bill in half. Half? How? Just go to NHRA.com and compare dozens of quotes in a few clicks. We cut out the middleman so you can cut your bill in half. Go to NHRA.com and save up to 50% on your car insurance.
What does a guy who goes over 330 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds do on his day off?
Matt Hagan has now collected back-to-back victories on this season. Hagan is 29 on the trade, and the American Rebel car has done it. It is over. Matt Hagan's the world champion.
Whether a fast day on the track or a long day on the farm, there's nothing better than good friends and a cold Rebel night.
The rumble of the engines and the anticipation of the race. A love of speed and the exhilaration of winning. The quickening of your heart while time seems slow. An unbreakable need to push limits and come out victorious. This is championship drag racing. Get your tickets to the fastest motorsport in the world today. Meet us at Seattle July 18th through 20th, Sonoma July 25th through 27th, and Brainerd August 14th through 17th. Buy your tickets early at NHRA.com.
I'm Antron Brown, four-time NHRA Top Fuel World Champion, and when I started my own race team, that was a hard and heavy feat. But one way that got me there quick and fast was Congruity. Congruity was plug and play. When it came in from payroll to workman's comp and also health insurance, they brought it into one bundle, one easy program that you can navigate through yourself, do all your taxes. What I'm telling you is set it and forget it of all your HR resources all in one spot, period.
I'm done.
Gordon just walked out. You really need him.
Fox Wednesday.
I work 3 jobs, so helping out here is a little difficult.
It's a seafood spot with a family feud.
Right now, we're just like attacking each other.
There is so much toxicity. Now Gordon's at his wit's end. I can't help you if you can't help yourself. Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service, all new Wednesday on Fox.
The American Rebel Light NHRA Virginia Nationals is sponsored by DPF XFit by Jezzy. Always new, never remanufactured. And this is the final round here at the American Rebel Light Virginia Nationals. And that is the Godspeed, one of the first initial small ships that came over to settle Jamestown Colony. And of course, the Civil War battlefields, the battlefield of Petersburg is right down the road from the drag strip, but the battlefield is here right now. J.R. Gray is trying to be the first guy to, well, he's trying to avoid being the first guy to ever lose to a Russian driver in a final round. And let's take one last peek at the road that these drivers took to get here, Bruno. They both earned their way very significantly.
You know, and this is how you draw it up, right? 1 races 2 in the final round. The 2 best cars in qualifying have had, well, 2 of the better cars, let's say, in throughout eliminations. For J.R. Gray, it's been a dominant effect. For Dmitri Samorukov, he's been good when he needs to and made good enough runs to keep advancing. For the final round here, he's going to have to find some performance in terms of their setup in the car. They're a couple hundredths behind, and J.R. Gray is too good at the tree to be able to grab a couple hundredths from unless he just flat out misses it.
The last time we saw Samorukov was in a final round against the Carolina kid Travis Harvey a year ago. He's trying to stop the shrieking J.R. Gray. Both cars now roll into the fully staged position. This is it. Final in Virginia, end of the regular season. Gray's second in. They leave Samorukov's car. Side pedals it. Oh no, Samorukov, big hit in the wall. And Samorukov's going to make multiple contact, and he's got to head across the racetrack and finish the job on the opposite side. Meanwhile, J.R. Gray has won his 2nd race in a row, 3rd on the season. But man, Bruno, we didn't see this one coming.
No, we didn't. I mean, that thing just got all bent out of shape quick. You know, it started to haze the tires immediately, and when it did so, you got a lot of wheel speed. You see him pedaling it in and off the throttle, trying to get it to recover. And, you know, in a Pro Mod car, that's tough to do. You know, it wants to load and unload the tire, and I don't know how this car is set up in terms of an auto shifter. Sometimes the way these are set up, either by time or by RPM, it'll shift on you as you're pedaling the car, and at that point, it breaks the tires loose, and very well could have been what precipitated that incident.
So Samorukov, thankfully, is out of the race car. Certainly not happy, but J.R. Gray is. He is at the finish line with Amanda.
I do want to say that J.R. Gray got out of his race car asking how Dmitri was, and then he quickly switched to saying, all day, J.R. Gray. Back-to-back Wallies for you to end this regular season. How championship ready is this team?
I just believe everybody's got to catch up. We're putting in time day in and day out. You know, there's always somebody working on these cars. And I really believe we're for the off-season. This is 4 finals in a row for me. We have been in every final as a team this year, so we are really ready. You know, Trump called me last week and told me, now, JR, you're sending too much gold to Qatar. But I said, that's what we do.
Woo! There it is, baby. That is J.R. Gray in his prime, and that smack talking is not going to slow down anytime soon. So now the points reset, Bruno. They're all within. Look at these 8 cars within 50.